Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a shooting incident in Pike County placed more than 70 people at one high school in danger and left one man behind bars. And as fall and holiday travel pick up, AAA Bluegrass is reminding you that when you book matters just as much as how you book.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this Monday, August 25th. It's 5:31 this morning. And Megan, it was a little bit colder outside, so that was nice just to have it start feeling a little bit more like fall.
Yeah, it's that fall-like feel all week long. Definitely something to be excited for, especially since this morning our temperatures are in the 50s, and we're just going to keep on seeing those 50s every morning this week and every afternoon this week. Well, we're looking at the 70s, mid to upper 70s today, and then we're looking at just mid 70s for the next couple of days in the middle of the week. All in all, again, fall-like feel. It is going to be a nice break from the heat. And in terms of rain chances, will stay nice and clear all day long and all week long, even better. This morning, though, we are seeing just a little bit of fog as we're traveling to our far southern counties, especially Harlan County, looking at half-mile visibility as you're traveling towards McCreary and Whitley County, as well as Campbell County, Tennessee. And we'll see that clearing out as we head into the main portions of your day. But here's what we're seeing throughout: a mixture of sunny to mostly sunny skies, high temperatures around that 4 o'clock time frame. Amelia.
4 people were taken to the hospital after a crash in Lawrence County Friday afternoon. According to Kentucky State Police, that crash happened just after 11 and involved 3 vehicles. One of those was a KSP trooper. The trooper and 2 others were taken to the hospital for evaluation. No information has been released on their conditions, and the northbound lanes of US 23 were shut down. They're open again. One of the 3 men convicted in the disappearance and presumed murder of Crystal Rogers has been transferred to a different jail. Stephen Lawson was moved from the Nelson County Jail to Laurel County Jail due to an overflow of inmates in the facility's maximum security area. The Nelson County jailer says Lawson will stay in Laurel County until he's assigned to a prison to begin his sentencing. Lawson was found guilty of conspiracy to murder and tampering with physical evidence. He was sentenced to 17 years in prison. A shooting incident in Pike County placed more than 70 people at one high school in danger and left one man behind bars. Kentucky State Police responded to a call Wednesday afternoon about a shooting beside Shelby Valley High School's football field, where the school's football and cheerleading program were outside practicing. Troopers showed up and went to the apartments next door and arrested 58-year-old Brian Eric, who troopers say confessed to shooting toward the field. Head coach Tyler Johnson says the staff and students quickly reacted, putting their active shooter training to the test after 7 shots were fired.
It's something that's preached to us, and it's out of care and safety for the students. Always put the students first in everything that you do. And if you do it so long, it's just like practicing football. If you practice anything enough, you're going to figure out what you need to do in any situation. So it was, as soon as we heard it, it was like, all right, here's our protocol. Here's what we're going to do.
Johnson says the students also reacted well, showing they've retained the trainings they've been part of. He says they were blessed. No one was harmed. One woman was arrested after reportedly walking on Hal Rogers Parkway intoxicated Thursday morning. Officials say when they found 53-year-old Samantha Elza, she was slurring her words and walking unsteadily. She also said people were following her. Elza reportedly screamed and cursed at officers after being arrested. She told officials that she'd taken meth earlier in the day. Elza faces a slew of charges, including resisting arrest. An East Bernstadt woman was arrested Thursday afternoon. This incident happened off River Hill Church Road, which is just about 15 miles north of London. 20-year-old Kristen Gill was charged on a Laurel County District Court bench warrant in regard to possession of a controlled substance. Gill was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. One person was arrested for possessing meth in London. It happened Wednesday evening. London police say they stopped to help a Kentucky State Police trooper on a traffic stop. While conducting the stop, a K-9 with LPD detected narcotics, which resulted in a search of the vehicle. Police found 2 clear bags with a crystal-like substance. The driver, 39-year-old Sammy Bowling, was charged with possession of a controlled substance. The Franklin County father, accused of killing his 2 sons, made another appearance in court Friday, just weeks ahead of his initial trial date. Friday's hearing means a change in schedule. Lucy Cole was in the courtroom, and she has a recap of the case for us and tells us where it stands.
It is the first day back in court for Franklin County after their courthouse was shut down for more than 4 months due to flooding. One of the very first cases to be seen back at the courthouse was Dustin Fields, the father, accused of murdering his own 2 teenagers.
It's a mountain of discovery.
That's the update that attorneys provided in today's pretrial hearing. In 2 minutes, Dustin Fields was in and out of the courtroom. The discovery comes from investigations that started on April 30th, the day police believed that Dustin Fields intentionally set this home on fire on Flat Creek Road with his 2 sons inside. It's been months since 13-year-old Bentley and 15-year-old Rylan Fields died. We learned in an earlier court appearance from Father Dustin Fields that in April, K-9 units did detect accelerant on his shoes, according to police. He's now facing charges of capital murder, first-degree arson, and 2 counts of torture of a dog in this case.
If you were to print all this out, it would be several hundred pages of discovery that's being provided.
Attorneys shared that reports from the ATF and Bluegrass Energy make up the majority of this discovery. They didn't clarify what those reports said, just requested more time.
So we're quite a ways away from being ready to try this case.
Fields' trial was set to begin in September, but has been pushed back months. Fields will appear again for a status hearing on October 17th. In Franklin County, Lucy Cole, WKYT.
Fields also faces 5 counts of first-degree sexual abuse. Police say he repeatedly abused a child younger than 12 between 2007 and 2009. He pleaded not guilty in that case, which is unrelated to his current one. Well, the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources is welcoming its new class of game wardens. The class includes 14 recruits. After graduating, the wardens are assigned to districts throughout Kentucky. The recruits will complete 6 weeks of division-led training designed to prepare them for the next stage of their law enforcement careers. They'll then attend the Department of Criminal Justice training afterwards. As fall and holiday travel pick up, AAA Bluegrass is reminding flyers that when you book matters just as much as how you book. Experts say last-minute reservations can cost hundreds of dollars more, while booking too early generally only adds a small amount to the price. Research showed domestic travelers get the best rates 2 to 3 weeks out, and international trips are cheapest when booked about 6 months ahead. Even the day of the week can make a difference.
For domestic, usually booking 2 to 3 weeks out from your expected trip gives you the best rate. And if possible, Tuesdays, booking on a Tuesday tends to give you the best rate for whatever reason.
AAA also says to compare airport options, watch for extra fees, and consider airline credit cards or loyalty programs to save some money. When it comes to traveling, a hotel reservation is not always a guarantee. AAA Bluegrass says hotels routinely overbook rooms to offset last-minute cancellations, just like airlines. And even with a confirmed reservation, guests can sometimes arrive to find there's no room available. Loyalty status, check-in time, and how you book all factor into whether you're kept or turned away.
The simple reason that hotels do that, just like airlines, they're trying to be sure that they are as profitable as possible, and they know that not every guest actually shows up. So between those late cancellation, people that just simply don't show up at all, those sorts of things, the hotel ends up with a different occupancy than expected.
AAA recommends booking directly with the hotel or through a trusted travel advisor and checking in early to avoid getting bumped. The U.S. State Department says it's continuously vetting all 55 million visa holders in the country. An official says they will revoke the visas of people who overstay, commit crimes, are a threat to public safety, or engage in terrorism. The department revoked more than 6,000 student visas this year. Well, back to school season means more traffic on Kentucky roadways and more school buses making stops. With nearly 900 crashes involving school buses last year alone, resulting in more than 200 injuries and 3 deaths. Officials with AAA Bluegrass say motorists need to pay close attention to flashing lights and extended stop arms. And remember that children often walk near school zones and neighborhoods during pickup and drop-off times.
Not stopping for a school bus with the flashers and the stop arm extended can actually result in a hefty fine. Even for a first offense, it can be as much up to $200 and to 60 days in jail. And then that just goes upward from there.
AAA also urges drivers to slow down, put phones away, and avoid traveling during peak school traffic times if possible. Well, if you're in the market for a new car, the sales pitch for add-ons can just be overwhelming. One of the most common offers is an extended warranty, which can cost thousands up front. AAA Bluegrass warns that while these plans promise peace of mind, most drivers today can go well over 100,000 miles without major issues. Buyers are urged to weigh the cost carefully and even look at third-party options before signing a contract.
You also might want to look at whether your favorite auto repairer might have some sort of third-party extended warranty companies that they work with that might give you a better deal, and you end up with the same coverage. You could end up paying less.
AAA recommends doing research before signing a contract and even considering a savings fund for repairs instead of paying up front for coverage that you might never use. A Pike County plant is closing, leaving more than 100 people without jobs. In a statement, the Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act stated that the AHF Somerset plant off 360 Industry Road will be closing. They say the affected employees were told Friday the plant will cease operation December 12th of this year. They say the decision was not easy and follows multiple years of internal review and evaluation. And the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is advising drivers of temporary lane closures scheduled for this Tuesday on I-75 in Rockcastle County. They say it comes as crews are performing pavement repairs. Crews will temporarily reduce traffic to 1 lane on I-75 northbound from mile point 54.5 to mile point 56.2. Those lane closures are expected to take place between 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's 5:43. A treasure trove of new anthology content is on the way for Beatles fans. That and more in today's Eye on Entertainment.
And the rain is holding off this week. I'll tell you when it will return after the break.